Procrastination. Procrastination is defined as the act of delaying or postponing doing something. I feel like a lot of us suffer from this, whether it's putting off projects for school, a big deliverable for work, or anything in your personal life. We've all been there, but we shouldn't fall victim to it. So if you want to overcome your procrastination habits, keep watching. Hey guys, my name is Monique Elise and welcome back to my channel. This week I wanted to discuss procrastination and how, we can all get over it. I have a few tips that I wanted to share and, I just want to get right into it. So when you're procrastinating, you're essentially avoiding handling your responsibilities. And it's not very productive. It's actually counterproductive. I know some people say that they work better under pressure, and you definitely, when you procrastinate, I think that you put yourself under a lot of pressure. You just feel stressed, you feel anxious about this thing that you have to get done, but you just can't find the motivation to get it done because you keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. But you're just building the angst in getting it done. So if you can avoid all that, why not? The first thing that I would say is to get to the root of why you're procrastinating. Are you procrastinating because you're just really not interested in whatever it is that you wanted to do? Are you procrastinating because you don't have enough information to do what you need to do? Are you procrastinating because you might not have all the resources you need to get it done? What's the reason behind your procrastination? And when you identify the reason behind why you're procrastinating, maybe the first thing you can do to get that thing done is to address the issue as far as why it's stopping you in the first place. For instance, if you're stopping yourself from getting started on something because you need to research, set aside 10 minutes just to get some research done, because you know what, you're taking a step towards that goal. The second thing that I would say that you can do to beat your procrastination is to have a plan of attack. Maybe a loose outline. Have a roadmap in mind on what it is that you need to do and how you're going to do it. I think that will help you take away the angst of whatever it is that you need to do, because you're kind of clearing things, you're making things clearer in your mind. So you're like, okay, you're giving it a visual representation. You're visualizing. You're creating a roadmap for what needs to be done. The next tip that I would say is to, if it's a large project that you have, take that large project and break it down into smaller tasks or smaller goals. And when you do that, just focus on one goal at a time. And the good thing here is that you're making progress. But when you complete that goal, you will feel really good. I do it all the time. I get super excited when I complete those small goals, but then I'm motivated to go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And 3-4 goals later, I'm done and it's done. And it doesn't feel as overwhelming, and you just fine tune and focus on that one thing, and then before you know it, the entire task is done. The next thing that I would say is to give yourself a deadline. Set a deadline. I think deadlines are great. They give you an end date in mind, or end time in mind, and it will kind of trick your psyche into just doing it because you're anxious about that time approaching. So then you'll start, right? The next thing I would say is to eliminate distractions. I know, I don't know about you, but my phone is always going off, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, my emails, work, texts, calls, whatever. My phone is always going on. And I find that, when I really need to get something done, roll my sleeves up and get it done, I will just either leave my phone in another room, I will turn it off completely. I have deleted social media apps from my phone, just to eliminate those distractions. It's very helpful. I really feel like it helps you fine tune your focus and just get whatever it is that you need to get done. The next step that I would say is to just take action, even if it's for 5 minutes. You know, carve out a small chunk of time and just do something, even if it's the simplest thing. Like if you have to start a paper, maybe just write a sentence. Or, you know, if you have to send an email, maybe just, if you have a bunch of emails that you need to send, maybe just reply to one for now. You know, just take action, just start. That's it, just start. And then you might want to keep going. The next thing I would say that you could do is to focus on one thing at a time. I think when you focus on one thing at a time, you wanna get to a point where you have a flow going, so that it just rolls out of you, you know. And if you're focusing on doing 5 different things, aka multitasking, you're never going to give yourself the chance to like find your flow by focusing in on that one thing and then just rolling it out and getting it done. I think if you've ever written a paper or a report for work, you know, it might, the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, it might take you a while to get into it. But then if you just keep going and just like fight through those tough 10, 15 minutes, you'll start finding your flow, and then it just rolls out of you. I go through this all the time. You know, I write blogs, I write books, so I just fight through that period where it's like, okay, my mind's all over the place, I'm not feeling that inspired. But like after that 10-15 minutes, when I just start to flow, and then before I know it, it's just done. The next thing I would say is to set the place. You got to set the mood, to get your mind right, to get it done. So, you know, for me, I like to have certain music playing. I like to, sometimes if it's in the morning, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee. I like to have my workspace feel a certain way. It has to be clean. I can't really feel cluttered. I like to be comfortable. So if I have a pair of sweats and some tights that I love to write in that, I don't know, they just make me feel good and make me want to write. I also have certain music that I love to listen to. Sometimes I'll light a candle. Whatever it is to get my mind in the zone, to get whatever it is I need to get done, that's what I do. And I definitely feel like you should do the same, you know, whether it's lighting some candles, playing some music, lighting your room a certain way, you know, just set the mood to get your mind right. And the final tip that I would say is to put your mind at ease. Put your mind at ease, whether that's taking just a second to have a few deep breaths, whether it's meditating, whether it's journaling, whether it's dancing around crazy for 5 minutes just to release, you know, the tenseness in your body, whatever it is. Put your mind at ease before you tackle whatever it is that you need to tackle. Because when you do that, you can go in with a clear mind, focus in on it, get it done, and then you'll be done.